Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And I'm out here on my deck. Again, we're finally into our hot summer weather. It doesn't come until right about mid-June, and then we'll get a little bit more rain, and then the rain stop in early July. So it's nice to finally have summer type weather. We a lot of times just seem to skip spring around here. But anyway, I thought you would like to see what some of my most recent garage sale finds are. We really kind of hit the jackpot this last weekend as far as I did. Mr. Rain got a couple of things, but he'll talk about his garage sale finds in other videos because we still have a lot more garage sales to hit this summer. So we're just getting started. But since we had such a great find this weekend, I thought I'd go ahead and start now instead of doing one video at the end of the year. Maybe I'll keep doing a few of these throughout the season. So one thing is a brand new packet of these little bulbs that are perfect for using in the Himalayan salt lamps, and I practically got them for free because we got these. I got some fabric, Mr. Rain got a couple of tools, and I got some notebooks and stuff. And we only paid 75 cents for everything, and it was a really good deal. And so here are the folders I got, and they're just plain, very simple folders. But I'm always needing folders like this for organizing things like my own homemade recipes and crochet patterns and things, just all kinds of stuff like that. Or even just having some for storing when I print off notes about herbs that I find online that I think are very valuable. I'll print those off and then keep them in folders like these. And you know, it keeps everything organized, so I can add that also to my hard copy books, because I like having as much different information that I can compare and cross compare when it comes to any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, so these and the lights and just a whole bunch of other stuff for 75 cents. And then this is just, may seem silly, but those of you who've been following this for a while know that our oldest son is lieutenant on the local fire department. And so whenever I come across kids' books or anything has to do with fire engines or firefighting, I like to collect those. So this isn't an old book, though I really like old books. This is more like mid-80s. But I did find an old little golden book about fire trucks that I already gave to my son, and he actually has it in his man cave. It's kind of cute. But I'll be keeping some of these for later. So when, you know, if I ever have grandbabies, I can pass these things on, or at least keep them here. So when they come to Grandma's house, they have some books to read and toys to play with and things like that. I try not to go overboard yet because it's hard to say when grandbabies will come along, but I do like to collect a few things, and I still have some of the kids' old toys. And then I also got this heavy-duty basket. Baskets are one of those things that are easy to find at garage sales. And this lady had a ton of baskets, and I found the sturdiest one I could for using for egg collection. I have one that I've been using, but it's kind of a flimsy basket. And then I just stuck some fabric in there that I can change out and wash whenever, and that's just obviously to keep the eggs from rolling around and smashing into each other. So I thought that would be a great egg basket. Oh, and this hoodie that I'm wearing, I got this, I think I paid $2 for it, but it is brand new. It was never worn. In fact, you can tell it still has wrinkles, like they must have ordered it online or something, because of the wrinkles that are in it. Looks like it was packaged up. And so I don't think it still had the tag, but you could tell it's never been worn. It's bright white, no stains, which this will be something I'll only wear for making videos like now, or for going out, because me and white don't do well. It's kind of like me and thin glass. I tend to get stuff all over it, so I won't work around the house in it. But it makes it good. It's very lightweight and very white, so it's great for summer and for covering up my arms when we go anywhere, and you know, and obviously it's white, so it will go with anything. And it will also help reflect the sun and keep you from getting too warm. And this was definitely kind of a bit of a guilty pleasure. And for if I ever have time to sit down and read books again, which I hope to, because I have lots of books waiting to be read. I love book reading, but I have, in the past couple of years, have not had time to read a single book. But anyway, Dean Koontz is one of my guilty pleasures. And I saw this and realized it's one of his most recent books that I hadn't read yet. And I thought it sounded interesting. It's kind of, his books tend to be kind of sci-fi and stuff, and I like stuff like that. And then I did show this one. This wasn't from this last week, and this was from about a month ago. And I showed this in my last vintage and old books video that I'll go ahead and link to right up here. But I wanted to show it again because this is one of this year's garage sale finds, and that is The Home Physician and Guide to Health. And it's just, it has illustrations in it. It's very very thorough. It's got all kinds of great information in it. And this was published in, if I remember correctly, was 1923 is the copyright on it. And yes, 1923. So you can see what that looks like right there. But again, I go into more about old books and antique books. I have a couple different videos about that. And actually, this book and these things I'm about to show you were also from, not from this last weekend's garage selling, but from a couple of weeks ago. And it's just a couple of notebooks that have not been used. They were only charging 50 cents for them. I need notebooks. That's the other thing, is that I'm always using notebooks for writing all kinds of notes, whatever it is, whether it be writing stuff down about herbs, about gardening, about my, what I'm doing out here. And this one's actually, it's funny because this is like a brand thing. Let's build your brand together. But it's just a real sturdy and nice notebook, again, for 50 cents. They're brand new, never used, or, obviously not brand new. Somebody bought it and let it sit for a long time and never used it. But that's the thing, everything in there is like brand new. It's all in. I always need notebooks. Thanks for taking notes. Okay, and then this is just a small amount of the fabric stash I got. So this probably represents about maybe 1/3 to 1/4 of the fabric I got from this. This lady had tons and tons of stuff, and she had lots more. And I'm always needing fabrics for skirt making, apron making, and now that I'm starting to get into the purse making, these kind of fabrics make good liners. There's just some really nice colors and prints in here and then purple is always good. And tan, any kind of shades of tan. This one has a nice print, just a real nice tone-on-tone print that goes really well with some of my more neutral skirts. And so it was great. It was really great to find that. The problem with getting fabrics at a garage sale like this is that once I'm out, I'm out. I can't replace it. So, if I make a couple of skirts out of it, and that might be all I'll get, and people want to order more, well, sorry, that's it on the fabrics. But I do try to find what I can. I do buy a lot of new fabrics. My skirts tend to be a mix of upcycled fabrics and brand new fabrics that I get, and then I mix them all together, and that just that helps keep the costs down. I know some people think my skirts are really expensive, but believe it or not, doing the upcycled helps keep the cost down. I'd have to charge even more if I used all by the yard type fabric. When you consider there's 7 to 8 yards of fabric in one skirt, it can get pretty expensive, and most people won't even pay that much just for what it costs for the fabric alone for a new skirt that was made overseas. So yeah, it gets expensive, and that's why my skirts are what they are, and I'm still not charging for my time when I do that. But anyway, I wanted to show you something else, which was a really great find. This was only a small portion of the stuffed toys they had, and you're probably wondering why I would stock up on all these stuffed toys. Well, she had boxes and boxes of stuffed toys, same lady that had all the fabric. And the reason why is I have 2 dogs that hang around here. Well, one is ours, one is my son's, and he's actually officially moved out now, but Luna still comes and visits for a couple hours a day because they, brother and sister, they love each other. But they loved stuffed toys, and they tear them to shreds, which makes quite a bit of mess. But at 50 cents and 25 cents a piece, I have enough toys in here probably to last us for the next year. So as you can imagine, I was grabbing these stuffed toys like crazy, but I don't just grab any ones. I try to find the ones that have the least amount of beads in them or beans for weight, because the dogs will eat them sometimes, or they throw them all over the house when they start shaking toys and they've already ripped holes in them, and it can be pretty messy. And so anyway, I do go through them and pick the ones that are mostly just like this rabbit right here doesn't have any beans in it. It's nothing but stuffing. And then as they rip it out, yes, it gets messy around the house, but I just clean it up and throw it out. And it's something that just keeps them entertained and busy. And stuffed toys are good for dogs that are, especially like these dogs that are half rat terrier. It keeps them trained for killing rats. And they have killed some rats around here, and that's been really a blessing. And so what I do typically when I give him a new toy, usually it's something, he's looking in the box, he knows those toys are for him. Are those toys? Are those your toys in there? Anyway, I wait until we have to, run out for several hours or go into town for the day. And no, I just like to give them something to keep them busy while we're gone. So that's usually when I give them a new toy. And so I'll go to the closet where I keep the toys, and they know when they know we're getting ready to leave. And they'll sit there real politely and wait for me to reach in there and grab a toy, and then they'll take their toy and run off. And it's pretty adorable. You pretty sweet doggy. But anyway, that's the cheapest way to go if you're looking for toys for your dogs, and your dogs are like mine and they like to just shred things. Go to garage sales. Somebody's always selling stuffed animals, and I was just really thrilled that I typically try to get a year's worth of toys in throughout the summer, and then during the garage sales, I found a whole year's worth and more at one garage sale, and there were still tons more, but I wasn't going to buy every single one. But anyway, well, I hope you enjoyed my video on our latest garage sale finds, and there'll be more. Like I said, Mr. Rain will probably do his own video on some of the tools and different guy stuff that he's found. And like he did last year, he really scored last year. He had a lot of great stuff. And so be watching for those if you like this kind of thing. And I also hope that it encourages people not to give up. And personally, I have found that at our local small remote town, I get the best deals and find the most things that are usable to us right here in our little town. We tried going garage selling in the bigger town that's an hour away from here driving time, and spent a whole day and hardly found anything. It was really kind of lame. So we get our best deals here. So if you live in a small remote town like us, you may be surprised to find you can get some really good stuff. And I also forgot to show you, I did buy a bunch of candles for really cheap for melting down and making more fire starters. So I'll go ahead and link to one of our fire starter videos right up here. We have a few different ones out because we've kind of morphed the way we do it now. And first it was me doing them in egg cartons, and now Mr. Rain uses the toilet paper tubes and then the jig that he built. So I'll link to that, and you can go check that out and see how we do it. And he also sells the puck starter jigs in our Etsy store. They tend to sell out, surprisingly. We had no idea that people would be so interested in them. So if you're interested, you can check out our Etsy store for those too. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and that you'll be encouraged to start looking at secondhand stuff to find whatever it is you need. There's no need to break the bank buying stuff brand new. Thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.